Well, Chris Taylor sent the fans home happy. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Philly Sensitive Videocast recapping last night's National League wildcard game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers, as the Dodgers defeat the Cardinals by the final score of 3-1, as the Dodgers are going to be moving on to the National League Division Series to take on the San Francisco Giants. So Chris Taylor at the walk-off two-run home run there in the bottom of the ninth inning. Now, guys, before I get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Chris Taylor with that walk-off two-run home run there in the bottom of the ninth inning to give the Dodgers a 3-1 win. So he was the hero last night in Los Angeles, California. So that was just crazy. A low-scoring game, right? But the Dodgers ultimately come out on top. Max Scherzer, a decent start, right? Didn't really go, the whole way, of course. He was on a pretty short leash from Dave Roberts, right? I mean, he pretty much refused to give Roberts the baseball, and he just shook his hand, right? That was pretty funny. Of course, you have Washington Nationals star Juan Soto in attendance last night's game, wearing a Washington Nationals Trey Turner jersey, right? So not only was he on, there to cheer on his former teammate Trey Turner, he was also there to cheer on his former teammate Max Scherzer. 2 World Series champions, ultimately 3 World Series champions. Of course, only 2 in-game action with Max and Trey. So that was pretty cool. I can't stand the Nationals, but that was pretty cool, right? I mean, you eventually got booed from the Dodger Stadium crowd, and eventually you heard cheers. So that was pretty funny. Of course, we all know who he was rooting for, right? I mean, 2 former teammates out there who, they won a World Series championship, right? A team that, they played against in the division series back in 2019. Of course, they would go on to face the St. Louis Cardinals, of course, in the championship series and ultimately move on to the World Series. So very, very interesting. So we pick up the scoring summary here. In the top of the first inning, Max Scherzer throws a wild pitch, and Tommy Edman comes around to score, as it's now 1-0 St. Louis here in the first. So the Cardinals get on the board first, right? I mean, take advantage of that wild pitch from Max Scherzer. Of course, we all know how competitive Max is. I'm sure he couldn't stand when he did that. And so it's 1-0 St. Louis. So we pick it up bottom of the 4th inning. The Dodgers get on the board and tie the game, as Justin Turner homers on a fly ball to left field, his first of the postseason, to tie it up for the Dodgers. So it's a 1-1 ball game. That was off of Adam Raymond, of course, who, the Dodgers hit the ball hard off him, right? I mean, you saw that line drive comebacker. I forget who hit that, but that ball was smoked. So a little unlucky off of Adam Wainwright last night for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who made a 1-1 tie until the bottom of the 9th inning. Chris Taylor, he sent the fans home happy, and he sent the St. Louis Cardinals home very unhappy, as he homers on the line drive to left center field. A true and shot scores Bellinger, and the Dodgers win it 3-1. So just crazy, absolutely crazy, a very low-scoring affair, and that is it, right? And a lot of controversy has come up, the past couple of days with these wild card games, of course. With them being too short, right? I mean, a lot of people do believe that it should be a best-of-3 game series. That's what people believe, and I kind of agree. I mean, that's how it was last year, right? Of course, you had 4 in each league. That was just a little too much. Of course, that was expanded playoffs, because the Cardinals, I mean, of course, the Dodgers is a better team right here, but the Cardinals, a team that went on an insane run. I mean, think about how hard they worked all year long, and for that, if they're just the whole season just come down to one game, and they're done. I mean, think about it, they're done. They're done. I mean, think about all the work they put in this year, everything. They made the playoffs, and now they are eliminated just one game. All the hard work they put in, the 162, is just gone. It really is hard to fathom if you think about it. So I'm not going to use the word unfair. So their season is over, just one game elimination. So the Dodgers, of course, the Dodgers are the better team. It makes a lot of sense. So I understand that. Max Scherzer, only 4 1/3, 3 hits, run 1. The run was earned on the wild pitch. He walked 3. Very un-Max Scherzer like to just walk 3, but he did strike out 4. So I'm not going to say Max was anything amazing last night for the Dodgers. But he did all right. He did all right. And, of course, he kept them in the game, and he did not want to give Dave Roberts that baseball. And, of course, Joe Kelly came in there, first and second, 1 out, and he was able to get out of that. So Joe Kelly did get the job done. You saw Max Scherzer's reaction, of course, the typical flair that he shows on the field. And the Dodgers bullpen, I mean, went to left. It was very, very good. And Kenley Jansen, the guy who usually does not do so well in the playoffs, looked excellent last night. He looked very, very solid. He gets the win, his first of the postseason, of course. Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals, 5 1/3, 4 hits, one run was earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So if you actually go look at it, Adam Wainwright, a guy who actually did much better than Max Scherzer did. I mean, not a whole lot better, but he definitely had a better line than Max Scherzer did. And as I talked about with Wainwright, I believe this was yesterday, it's amazing this guy, of course, I think towards the end of his career, I thought he was done just a couple years ago. Of course, he's 40 years old. And he's still pitching. He had a 3.05 ERA this year for the St. Louis Cardinals and 206 in the third innings pitched. So just like, he had a really, really good year at his age. Of course, just 3 years ago, I thought his career was pretty much over. He really proved me wrong this past year. Alex Reyes did give up that 2-run shot to Chris Taylor, but McFarland gets smacked with the loss. The Bellinger run was charged to McFarland, and the Chris Taylor run was charged to Reyes. So, of course, the Bellinger scoring ultimately won the Dodgers the game. That is why McFarland got smacked with the loss. So St. Louis Cardinals are done, as the Los Angeles Dodgers, rightfully so, do move on to the division series. This is the better baseball team. The Dodgers get the day off today, and then they're back in action tomorrow night at 9:37. They go to San Francisco up north and face the San Francisco Giants, Gabe Kapler. So that's going to be very interesting. Gabe Kapler looking to win the series against the Dodgers to move on to the championship series. And, of course, the Dodgers looking to get back to the World Series and win another pennant, and hopefully for them win another championship as they try to get back to the World Series. I mean, ultimately, I think they have a better team they did last year. I mean, this Dodgers team is just unbelievable. I mean, I actually consider them the best team in baseball. I do think they're better than the Giants. Of course, if you go back and take a look at it, of course, both teams are out to finish off, but that was neck and neck all year. Pretty much just came down to the last game of the season who won the NL West. I mean, it was so close. I mean, so the Giants just happened to be was one game better than the Dodgers. I mean, these are two very, very good teams. So it's going to be, very, very interesting to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. So you have a lot of weapons on that Dodger team that have been kind of silent, like Cody Bellinger, a guy who won the MVP award just 2 years ago, and of course he kind of had an odd, 2020 season. I think everybody did, and then this year, was kind of riddled with injuries. So he's just kind of been down a weird path the past couple of years. We all know what kind of potential is in him. I mean, we all know he has a lot of power in hitting that swing. You all know that he just missed 50 home runs just a couple of years, 2 years ago as MVP here. And just was one shy of 40 in his rookie year when he won NL Rookie of the Year in 2017. Of course, the Dodgers did win the pennant that year. So the Dodgers do also, expect a lot of production out of guys like Mookie Betts and even Justin Turner. It's amazing. He's kind of getting up there too, and look what he's been able to do. Of course, they don't have Max Muncy. You heard Dave Roberts say that as well. I mean, it doesn't even look like he's going to be ready for the division series. So it looks like if they do advance on and do beat the San Francisco Giants, they're going to have to wait to see him in the championship series, of course, if they make it. The wildcard games are behind us. So this afternoon, the White Sox and Astros face off 4-7, the first pitch in Houston. Lance Lynn against Lance McCullers Jr. And then we got 8:07, the first pitch tonight. Red Sox and Rays. American League Division Series starting off today. Eduardo Rodriguez going against McClain for the Tampa Bay Rays. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. The White Sox and Astros, two teams I put in similar categories. I'd say that's a toss-up. I would give the edge to the Tampa Bay Rays in this series against the Red Sox. So we go to the Braves and Brewers. Non-biasedly, of course, since the Braves are not only the division rival to my Phillies, but they are the team that eliminated us in 2021. But honestly, I think we eliminated ourselves. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion for a whole other day. I say objectively that the Milwaukee Brewers definitely have the edge in this one. They're the better baseball team. And honestly, the NL East is just a Mickey Mouse division. I've said that before. It's not a very good division. Our first pitch for 37 tomorrow. With the Dodgers and Giants, I'd say that's also a toss-up. I mean, I think the Dodgers are the better baseball team. That is just my opinion. Of course, I think some would disagree. Of course, the record technically says, of course, yes, the Giants are, one game better than the Dodgers. But if you just want my honest opinion, if I had to pick a team, to win a baseball game, I probably would choose the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think ultimately I have more confidence in the Dodgers than I do the Giants. I just think the Dodgers have more star power. I have more confidence in their players. I have more confidence in their organization. And it doesn't make me feel confident having Gabe Kapler as your manager. I mean, he's probably going to win NL Manager of the Year, of course, if the Giants do not win the World Series. If you don't know, you cannot win Manager of the Year if your team does win the World Series. So it's impossible. So Gabe Kapler does miss the World Series, which honestly, I mean, who knows? Of course, they did have the best record in baseball. I just don't see them going to the World Series. I just don't. Anything's possible. I mean, they definitely could do it. They easily could do it. I just don't feel it. So, of course, Gabe Kapler will probably win NL Manager of the Year, which is just insane. It's just insane. I mean, as a Phillies fan, firing him 2 years ago, I thought that was an amazing thing to this organization. Seems like he's learned a lot. And, of course, I don't really follow his techniques anymore. I understand he was extremely analytical when he was with the Phils. And, he definitely made some goofy decisions. He seemed to just really heavily rely on that computer. But of course, we still have a manager right now, Joe Girardi, who they call Binder Joe. So Gabe Kapler's approach seems to be working in San Francisco. Of course, I mean, he's with a different organization. He's with different people. He's with an entirely different coaching staff. He definitely doesn't have a lot of star power over there if you take away Chris Bryant on the San Francisco Giants. I mean, of course, Evan Longoria, a decent third baseman. Brandon Crawford has a very good defense. I mean, of course, he had a great year this past year. Brandon Belt can really hit the ball far. So that's not, I mean, of course, Buster Posey behind home plate, but it's not some team you look at and you're gonna be like, wow, it's like the Dodgers, right? They have a lot of big names on the Dodgers, with Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw in there. In the rotation. You got guys like Mookie Betts, former MVP, Bellinger, former MVP. I mean, Corey Seager, one Rookie of the Year. You could take a Max Muncy, a guy who could, hit 40 home runs a season. So the Giants just don't really seem like that kind of team. But if you go look at it, watch the way they played in 2021, it's crazy, man. I mean, as Dave Dombrowski said in the the final series presser, he said the Giants have a lot of complementary players. And that's true, and that's what other organizations are going to try to, kind of model after. Of course, you got Florenzini, leaving the Los Angeles Dodgers after the 2018 season and heading up north to San Francisco to man that front office. So that definitely has something to do with it too. And this is a team that got turned down from Bryce Harper because Bryce Harper thought that was a declining core. And then here they are, in the race for a World Series just 2 years later. So isn't that just nuts? Of course, this was definitely the best story in baseball this year. They look to finish it off with a World Series championship. The Dodgers look to repeat after last season when they won in the short season in 2020. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, the two teams that were in the World Series last year are back in the postseason with the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. That was not the case last season when the defending World Series champion Washington Nationals did not really defend their World Series championship and had a abysmal season last year. So this year it's a little bit different. The defending World Series champions are back in the postseason. As for the Tampa Bay Rays, the team that won the American League pennant, so they're back in it as well. Of course, did fall short in that World Series. So guys, thanks for going to watch this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media, link in the description section. At Phillies Hat Stove, Instagram, TikTok, and Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, PhilliesHatStove@gmail.com. So a Braves fan coming on tomorrow. Probably going to be taking the weekend off. I don't really see any need to make a video. Of course, I'm still coming to postseason. Of course, Dave Dombrowski did have his final press conference yesterday. Wrapping up the 2021 season. Made an Instagram post about that. I'll make maybe a hot stove check-in video some along the way. Maybe, going back and talk about that. But I think that's all. I'll talk about that. I talked about the season review. I talked about game recaps last week. Like, everything Dave Dombrowski said, pretty much I already knew. I mean, I made an Instagram post about it. Go check it out. As I said, link in the description section. You guys, thanks for watching. I'm looking out. Talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. I'll see you tomorrow. Series recaps for all these division series. I'm looking out. Talk to you later. I'll see you.